Hello, and welcome to Backstage. Welcome to the place where this entire production was directed from. Welcome to my kitchen. This room has served so many purposes in the last 3 months, especially for this production, that I felt it was the perfect place to address you and to continue the thank yous that our students had started in recognition to those individuals who have helped make this production possible. So, thank you to Mr. Dan Janeiro, our headmaster at Chesterton Academy of the Holy Family, who wrote this adaptation of Shakespeare's masterpiece, Hamlet. Thank you, Mr. Janeiro, also for advising our students in everything from line interpretation to acting and even choreographing some of our sword fighting scenes until we had to move them online. Thanks to Mr. Patrick Lyon, Latin teacher and literature teacher, for an enlightening and informative pre-production script analysis. We would also like to thank our support staff, Miss Rachel Hirado and Miss Severance, for working tirelessly with the technical end and the marketing for this one-of-a-kind production. Our costumes were graciously supplied to us by Mrs. Janine Sullivan of Sullivan Costumes and mother to one of our senior actors, Mrs. Ann Callaghan. A special thanks goes to parents of another one of our senior actors, Mr. and Mrs. Ed and Mimi Giles, who helped deliver all of the costumes and props to the front porches of all of our seniors who live throughout the Chicagoland suburbs. And a special thank you must go to a pair of our co-founders, Mr. and Mrs. Bowles. Mrs. Julie Bowles is the executive director at Chesterton Academy of the Holy Family, and Mr. Brenny Bowles is on the board of directors. Thank you for your continued help and support with this show and the entire theater program. This has been a strange end of the year for the students in our senior class. Definitely not the ending that they expected and dreamed of, I'm sure, on their first day at school in the fall, or our first day of production in the spring for this production. However, it will be a memorable one. I am so proud of each of our student actors. This has not been easy time for any of us, but these students have persevered through it all. From the initial stay-at-home order to an extension to the next, we have tried to stay realistically optimistic and hoped and prayed that this performance would be on stage. But it soon became evident that it was not to happen. However, at rehearsals, while they continued, I was enthralled with what I was seeing in the Zoom rooms, and I realized that if the COVID-19 crisis kept us separated, this production still could go on online. Every student in the senior class embraced the idea with a renewed spirit and took on the historic task with joy and determination. This was a unique production, but it was merely an example of the fine work produced by our unique drama program. At Chesterton Academy of the Holy Family, drama is not an elective. It is an integral part of the classical curriculum. From sophomore year on, every student takes drama and learns every aspect of putting on a production by doing just that. While our school has been blessed with some naturally talented actors who have thrived with the experience of performing some of Western culture's greatest works, many of our students would never have voluntarily entered a drama group or class. Many of our students come to us with little or no theater or acting experience, and this is where I love to see such a student discover the beauty, excitement, and draw of acting and performing on stage. This program offers an opportunity for every student to see all that is good, true, and beautiful in this art. And it gives them all a new outlook and interest in theater that they may not have had before. We would like to thank you all for coming and tuning in and watching our play. And we hope that you enjoyed it as much as we have enjoyed putting it on for you. A special thank must go out to our donors and benefactors, without whom none of this magic could take place. And I would like to encourage all of you to explore our school's website at CATHF.com, where you can see photos of our past performances, and if you are so moved, can make a donation to our school to help ensure that our work can continue. Thank you again. God bless you, and good night.
What is this sight?
What is it you would see? The thought of woe or wonder, cease your search.
This gory crescent havoc. O proud death, what feast is toward in thine eternal cell, that thou so many princes at a shot so bloodily hast struck?
This sight is dismal, and our affairs come too late. The ears are senseless that should give us hearing. To tell them their commandment is fulfilled, where should we have our thanks?
Not from his mouth. Had it the ability of life to thank you. He never gave commandment for their death. But since upon this bloody question you from her here arrived, give order that these bodies high in a stage be placed to the view, and let me speak to the yet unknowing world how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and forced cause. And in this upshot, purposes mistook, fallen in on the inventors' heads. All this, I had truly delivered.
Let us haste to hear it, and call the noblest to the audience. For me, with sorrow, I embrace my fortune. Let 4 captains bear Hamlet like a soldier to the stage, for he was likely, had he been put on, to have proved most royally. Take up the bodies. Such a sight as this becomes the field, but here shows much amiss.
Who's there?
Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king!
Bernardo?
Yes.
You come most carefully upon your hour.
'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco.
For this relief, much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart.
Have you had a quiet guard?
Not a mouse stirring.
Well, good night. If you do meet Horatio and Marcellus, bid them make haste.
I think I hear them. Stand! Who is there?
Liegeman to the Dame.
Good night.
Farewell, honest soldier. Hello, Bernardo.
What is Horatio there?
A piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What, has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of him. Therefore, I have entreated him along, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear.
Sit down a while, and let once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story.
Well, sit we down. Let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, Marcellus and myself, the bell beating, then one,
Peace, break thee off! Look where it comes again!
and the same figure like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar, speak to Horatio.
What are you? By heaven, I charge thee, speak. Stay, speak! Speak, I charge thee, speak!
It is offended.
See, it stalks away.
'Tis gone and will not answer.
How now, Horatio, you tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy?
For my God, I might not disbelieve unless I saw it with my own eyes.
Is it not like the dead king?
As thou to thyself. Such was the very armor he wore. 'Tis strange.
Thus twice before he has come by our watch.
Mote it is to trouble the mind's eye. In the most high and palmy state of Rome, a little ere the mightiest Julius fell, the grave stood tenantless, and the sheeted dead did squeak and gibber in the Roman streets. The stars with trains of fire and dews of blood, disasters in the sun. Thus hath heaven and earth together demonstrated unto our climature and countrymen the strange eruption to our state. Soft! Behold, look where it comes again! Cross it, though it blast me! Stay, illusion! If thou hast any voice, speak to me.
'Tis here!
Hey, speak! Stop it, Marcellus!
'Tis here!
It's here.
'Tis gone.
It was about to speak. Break we up our watch. By my advice, let us see. Tell what we have seen tonight to young Hamlet. For upon my life, this ghost, dumb to us, will speak to him. Do you consent we tell him?
Let's do it, I pray. I know where we shall find him.
Forget of Hamlet, our dear brother's death. The memory be green. And it befits our kingdom to be united under one brow of woe. Yet so far has discretion fought with nature, that our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress of this warlike state, have we, with mirth and funeral, and with dirge and marriage, taken to wife. For all, our thanks. Now follows that you know, young Fortinbras, thinking by our late dear brother's death, our state to be disjoint and out of frame, hath not failed to pester us with message, importing us with surrender of those lands by his father to our most valiant brother. So much for him. For ourself, and for this time of meeting, we have here writ our fellow king, Norway, uncle to young Fortinbras, to suppress his overstepping, and we here dispatch you, Voltimanda, as bearer of this greeting. Farewell, and let your haste commend your duty.
In that and in all things I will show my duty.
We doubt it not. Heartily, farewell. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some wish. What would you have, Laertes?
Your permission to return to England, from where I came to Denmark to show my duty to your coronation.
Have you your father's permission? What say you, Polonius?
He hath, my lord, my consent. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Laertes, go as you will. And now my cousin Hamlet, and my son.
A little more than kin, and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I'm too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted colour off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever seek thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common that all lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, mother, this is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems? Nay, good mother, it is. I know not seems.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know, your father lost a father, that his father lost his father, But to preserve this unmanly grief? Fie, 'tis a fault to heaven, fault against the dead. We pray you, think of us as father, or let the world take note. You are the most immediate to our throne. For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, we beseech you, stay here as our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey thee, good mother.
Why, 'tis a fair and loving reply. Madam, come away.
Oh, that this too sullied flesh would melt and thaw and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed its cannon against self-slaughter. Oh God, God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. That it should come to this. My father, but 2 months dead. Nay, not so much. Not even 2 months. So excellent a king. So loving to my mother. Heaven and earth must I remember. Where she would hang upon his every word. And yet within a month, well, let me not think of it. Frailty thy name is, woman. Within a month, she marries my father's brother, but no more like my father as I to Hercules. O most wicked speed. Good cannot come of it, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I'm glad to see you well, Horatio, and friends. But what in faith is your affair in Elsinore?
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray thee, do not mock me. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
My lord, I think I saw your father yesternight.
Saw? Who?
The king. Your father.
The king? My father? For God's love, let me hear.
For 2 nights, these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch, saw a figure like your father. Thrice he walked by them, and they stood dumb, too afraid to speak. This they told me, and I with them the 3rd night kept watch, where, as they said, the apparition came. I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watch.
Did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did, but answer made it none.
I will watch tonight. Perhaps 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assumes my father's shape, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape. I pray you, very well, tell no one of this. Upon the platform I'll visit you betwixt 11 and 12.
Our duty to your honor.
And mine to yours. Farewell. My father's spirit, and armed. All is not well. But sit still, my soul, till night. Foul deeds will arise, though all the world overwhelms them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell, and sister, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet in the trifling of his favor, he is not permanent, sweet nor lasting, the perfume of a minute, no more.
No more than that?
Think it no more, for perhaps he loves you now, But you must fear it, Ophelia. His will is not his own. He may not as unvalued persons do love whom he wills. On his choice depends the safety and health of this whole state. And so if he says he loves you, Ophelia, fear it. Fear it, my dear sister, and will keep you in the rear of your affection for the shock and danger of desire.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep, my good brother, as a watchman to my heart. But, good my brother, do not as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whiles like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and reckons not his own moves.
Oh, fear me not. I stay too long. Farewell. Oh, but here my father comes.
Yet here, Laertes. Aboard, aboard for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and yet you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in your memory see you keep in mind. Give your thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought its act. Be familiar, but by no means vulgar. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thine own judgment. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of friendship. This, above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. You cannot then be false to any man. Farewell, my blessing on you.
Most humbly do I take my leave of you, my lord. Farewell, Ophelia, and remember well the lesson I have said to you.
This is in my memory lock. Yourself.
Farewell.
What is it, Ophelia, he has said to you?
Oh, just something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Well, I thought so. 'Tis told me he hath very often lately given private time to you, and you yourself have been most free and bounteous. What is between you two? Give me the truth.
He has, my lord, of late, made many tenders of his affection for me.
Affection! Pooh, you speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
I'll teach you. Tender yourself more carefully, or you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he has spoken to me of his love in honorable fashion.
Aye, fashion you may call it. Go to, go to. Whatever you do not believe his vows. I would actually, in plain terms forth, from now on, not have you speak to the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you.
I shall obey, father.
The air bites shrewdly. It's very cold.
Tis anything in an eager air.
What hour now?
I think it nearly 12.
No, it is struck.
Indeed. I heard it not. And it draws near this season wherein the spirit walks. What was that, my lord?
The king takes his rouse, and as he drains down his draughts, the kettle drum and trumpet thus bray out his triumph.
Is it a custom?
More honored in the breach than observance. This heavy-headed revel makes other nations call us things like drunkards. With such swinish phrase, soil our good names.
Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou spirits of health, or goblin damned, bring with the airs from heaven, or blasts from hell. King, father, royal dame, oh, answer me. Say, what should we do?
My lord, beckons you to go away with it. As if it desire to speak to you alone.
Look, it waves you to a more removed ground. But do not go with it.
No, by no means.
If it will not speak, then I will follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Or what should be the matter? It waves me forth again. Go on, I'll follow thee.
My lord, what if it tempts you toward the flood, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff over the sea? And there assumes some other horrible form, and which might deprive you of reason and draw you into madness. Think of it.
Waves me forth again. Go on, I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord.
You ruled, you shall not go.
Hold off your hands. Unhand me, gentlemen, or by heaven, I'll make ghosts of him that hold me back. I say, away! Go on, I'll follow thee.
Let's follow him. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him.
And after, what will come of it?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
Nay, let's follow him.
Where will you lead me? Speak! I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Yes, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I'm bound to hear.
So are you to revenge it when you shall hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast and fires till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house, I could ill unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy 2 eyes stars start from their spheres. But in combined locks depart, and each particular hair to stand on end like quills. But this eternal blazon must not be, 2 ears of flesh and blood. Listen, listen, oh listen, if thou didst ever thy dear father love, revenge is most foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Hasten me to know it, that I with wings as swift may swoop to my revenge.
Now Hamlet, hear, 'tis given out that sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me. But know thou, noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life, now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetics! My uncle!
I, that incestuous beast with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts won to his shameful will, my most seeming virtuous queen. O Hamlet, what a falling off there was! But hush, methinks I scent the morning air. Grief let me be, sleeping within my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon. Upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, and in the porches of my ears did pour his poison. Thus was I, sleeping, by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispossessed, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, set to my account with all my imperfections on my head.
Say you more. Don't stop there.
Let not the royal throne of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest, but howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother at all. Leave her to heaven. Farewell, Hamlet, remember me.
Remember me! From the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial, fond records, all saws of books. Thy commandment alone shall live in the very book and volume of my brain. Villain, villain, smiling, damned villain. My books. It is right that I should set them down, that one may smile. Smile to be a villain. And so, uncle, there you are. Now to my word, for I've sworn it.
Lord Hamlet!
What news, my lord?
Touching this vision here, it is an honest ghost, that let me tell you, for your desire to notice between us, overmaster as you may. And now, friends, as you are friends, scholars and soldiers, grant me one poor request.
What is it, my lord? We will.
Never make known what you have seen tonight.
My lord, we will not.
We will not.
And therefore, as a stranger give it welcome, and more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio. But come, let us go in together, and still your fingers on your lips, I pray. Oh, cursed spite, time is out of joint, that I was ever born to set it right.
Give him this money and these notes.
Well, my lord.
You shall do, good Reynaldo, before you visit him to make inquiry of his behavior.
My lord, I did intend it.
Well said, well said. Look you, sir, inquire and take you, as it were, some distant knowledge of him. As thus, I know his father and his friends, and in part him. Do you mark this, Reynaldo?
Aye, very well, my lord.
And in part him, but you may say not well. But lay some faults to his name. Look you, nuns may dishonor him, take heed of that. But such wanton, wild, and usual slips as our companions noted and most known to youth and liberty.
As gaming, my lord.
Hey, or drinking, fencing, swearing, quarreling, you may go so far.
But, my lord, that would dishonor him.
Oh no, that's not my meaning, but breathe his faults so quaintly that they may seem the taints of liberty. merely the flashing outbreak of a fiery mind.
But my good lord.
Why should you do this?
Aye, my lord.
Marry, sir, here's my drift. You, laying these slight sullies on my son, he closes thus. I know the gentleman. I saw him yesterday, or the other day, with such and... see you now. Your bait of falsehood takes this carp of truth, and thus do we, by indirections, find directions out. You have me, have you not?
My lord, I have.
Observe his inclination in yourself.
I shall, my lord.
Farewell. How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
Oh, my lord, I have been so affrighted.
With what? In the name of God?
My lord, as I was sewing in my room, Lord Hamlet came before me, palace assured, and with a look so piteous. It seemed he had been loosed out of hell. Oh, to speak of horrors.
Mad for thy love?
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and he held me hard. And then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand thus o'er his brow. He falls to such a perusal of my face, my lord, as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last, a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down. He raised a sigh, so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter his bulk and end his being. That being done, he lets me go. And he turned, with his head thus over his shoulder. My lord, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. Out of doors he went, without their help, and to the last, bended their light on me.
Come, go with me. I will go seek the king. This is the very madness of love, whose violence leads to desperate undertakings. Have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my lord, but as you did command, I did deny his visits and repelled his letters.
That hath made him mad. Come, go we to the king. This must be made known.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. The need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Surely you've heard of Hamlet's transformation. What it could be, other than his father's death, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both that, being brought up with him, that you rest here a while in our court for some time, so that by your companies to glean that what afflicts him, that lies within our remedy.
Good ladies, he has much talked of you, and sure I am, two ladies there are not living to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show us so good will as to spend your time with us a while, for the supply and profit of our hope, you shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
We both obey, and here give up ourselves in the full bent to lay our service freely at your feet to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz, and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern, and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Go, some of you, and bring these ladies where Hamlet is.
Heavens make our presence pleasant and helpful to him.
Aye, amen.
The ambassador from Norway, Voltimand, is joyfully returned.
Ah, good news.
And I do think that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that. I long to hear.
Give first admittance to the ambassadors. My news shall be the fruit of that great feast.
Thyself do grace, and bring them in. He tells me, my dear Gertrude, he hath found the source of your son's distemper.
I doubt it is no other but his father's death and our over-hasty marriage.
Well, we shall sift him. Welcome, my good friend. Say, Voltimanda, what news from our brother Norway?
Most fair return of greetings and desires. Upon our first he sent out to suppress his nephew's levies, which to him appeared to be a preparation against the Polish lords. But better looked into, he truly found it was against your highness, whereas that his sickness, age, and impotence was falsely borne in hand, sends out arrests on Fortinbras, which he, in brief, obeys, receives rebuke from Norway, and, in fine, makes vows before his uncle never more to give the essay of arms against your majesty. Whereon Norway, overcome with joy, gives him 3,000 crowns an annual fee, and his commission to employ those soldiers, so levied as before, against the Poles, with an entreaty herein further shown, with an entreaty that is further shown then, that it might please you to give quiet pass through your dominion for their enterprise, on such regards of safety and allowance as therein are set down.
It likes us well. We thank you for your well-took labor. Go to your rest. At night we'll feast together. Most welcome home.
This business is well ended, my liege and madam. To expostulate, what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day and night night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of the wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad, mad I call it, for to define true madness, what is it but to be nothing else but mad?
More substance with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. I have a Tartar, have while she is mine, who in her duty and obedience hath given me this note. To this celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautiful Ophelia. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautiful is a vile phrase. But you shall hear the race. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt that the stars are fire. Doubt truth to be a liar. But never doubt I love. Oh dear Ophelia, I'm ill at these numbers. I have no art to reckon my grounds, but that I love thee best. O most best, believe it, adieu.
Came this from Hamlet to her?
This in obedience hath my daughter shown me, and I overheard much. I went to my daughter then and told her that she should lock herself in her room, admit no messengers, receive no tokens. Hamlet, repulsed, fell into a sadness, thence into a fast, thence to a watch, thence into a weakness, thence to a lightness, and by this declension into the madness wherein now he raves, and we all mourn for.
Do you think it is this?
It may be.
I wish we could prove it otherwise.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind a screen then to mark the encounter.
We will try it.
But look, where sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Wait, I do beseech you, both away. I'll speak to him. How goes it with my good Lord Hamlet?
I humbly thank you. Well.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, well. You are a fishmonger.
Then not I, my lord.
I wish you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord?
Aye, sir. To be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That's very true, my lord.
Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Friend, look to her.
How say you by that? Still harping on my daughter. Yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. Oh, he is far gone, far gone. I'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord?
Words, 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 and words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Slanders, sir. For the satirical rogue says here that old men have white beards, their faces are wrinkled, they have a plentiful lack of wit, all which I most powerfully and potently believe, though I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. For yourself, we'd be as old as I am, if like a crab you could go backward.
Will you walk out to the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air. How pregnant sometimes his replies are. I will leave him and suddenly contrive the means of meeting between him and my daughter. My honorable lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You, sir, cannot take anything from me which I will more willingly part with, except my life. Except my life.
Fare you well, my lord.
These tedious old fools.
You go to seek the Lord Hamlet. There he is.
God save you, sir.
My honored lord.
My most dear lord.
My excellent friends, good lasses, how do ye both?
As the indifferent children of the earth.
Happy in that we are not over happy.
What news? What have you at the hand of fortune deserved that she should send you to prison here?
Prison, my lord?
Denmark is a prison.
We think not so, my lord.
Well, then it's unto you. There's neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. To me, it is a prison. But in the beaten way of friendship, what brings you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord. No other reason.
Beggar that I am, I'm even a beggar in thanks. But, sure, friends, were you not sent for? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me. Come, speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything to the point you are sent for. Besides, there's a kind of confession in your looks. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must tell me. But I pray you, be honest with me, whether you were sent for or no. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for.
I'll tell you why. So that your good word with the king and queen be not broken. See, I have of late lost all my mirth. Oh, what a piece of work is a man. How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty. In form and moving, how admirable. In action, how like an angel. In comprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Nothing delights me. No, not woman either. Though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there is no such stuff in my thoughts.
Then why did you laugh when I said nothing delights me?
To think, my lord, what little satisfaction the players shall receive from you. We urge them to come, and here they are to entertain you.
What players are these?
Even those used to take such delight in, the tragedians of the city.
There are the players.
Gentlemen, you are welcome in Elsinore. But my mother and uncle father are more deceived.
How, my lord?
I am but mad north-northwest when the winds are southerly. I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Well, God be with you, gentlemen.
Oh, good Lord. Will you let these players to their quarters? See that they're well cared for.
My lord, I will. Come, sirs.
Follow him, friends. We'll have a play tomorrow. Old friend, can you enact the play, The Murderer of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
Good. We'll have it tomorrow night. You could, if need be, insert a couple dozen or so lines that I would write and put in myself, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that, Lord. We'll have it tomorrow night. You are welcome in Elsinore.
Now I'm alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Am I a coward? Oh, bloody body villain. Remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain. This is most brave. I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, unpack my heart with words, and fall a cursing like a scullion, or fey upon it about my brain. But let me think. I'll have the players enact something like the murder of my father before my uncle. Observe his looks. If he but turn pale, I'll know my course. I must have proof. The play is the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Why can you not get from him why he puts on this dangerous lunacy?
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak.
Nor do we find him forward to be sounded, but with a crafty madness keeps aloof, when we would bring him on some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most mannerly.
And like a gentleman.
Good gentleman, try further to probe his fevered mind.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have sent for Hamlet, so that, as by accident, he may here confront Ophelia. Her father and myself will hide, that we may frankly judge if it is love or not that he suffers from.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. So shall I hope your virtues will bring him to his wonted way again, to both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may be so.
Ophelia, stand here. Read your book. I hear him coming. Let's withdraw, my lord.
Read on this book, he says. A show of such an ties could color my loveliness. We are to blame for this. 'Tis too much proved that with devotion's and pious action, trigger o'er the devil himself.
To be or not to be? That's the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against a sea of trouble, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by that sleep, to say we end the heartache of 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the pains of despised love, the law's delay? Who could bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death? The undiscovered country makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to those we know not of. Thus conscience makes cowards of us all. An enterprise of great resolution. Lose the name of action and turn away.
Quiet. Fair Ophelia, nymph, in all my orisons be my sins remembered.
Hamlet, how have you been?
I humbly thank you. Well,
My lord, I have some tokens of yours that I have longed to return. I pray you now receive them.
no, not I. I never gave you anything.
My honored lord, right well you did. Take them again. For to the noble mind, rich gifts grow poor when givers present.
Oh. Are you honest?
My lord,
Are you beautiful?
what means your lordship?
I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. I have more offenses at my beck and call than I have thought to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. Believe none of us. Where's your father?
He's at lord.
then the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house.
You sweet heavens!
Get thee to a nunnery, or if you must marry some fool. The wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them.
Restore him!
Oh, go to! I'll no more on it. I say we'll have no more marriages. And those that are married already, all but one shall live. Go!
What a noble mind is here overthrown. The courtiers, the scholars, the soldiers, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy in the rose of fair state, the glass of fashion, and the mold of form, the observed of all observers. Write down. And I am lady's most adjacent virgin. The honey of his music vows. Now I see what noble and most reason, like bell jangled, routed and harsh. That unmatched form and feature have blown you. Last. Oh, me. I have seen. To see what I see.
Love? His affections do not that way tend, nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There's something in his soul, o'er which his melancholy sits on brood, and I do doubt the hatch and the disclose will be some danger, for to prevent, I have in quick determination thus set it down. Hamlet shall with speed to England go, for the demand of our neglected tribute. Haply the journey shall expel this unsettled matter in his heart, whereon his mind, still turning, puts him thus, from fashion of himself. What think you of it?
Yet do I believe the origin of his grief had sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what he said. We heard it all. Do as you please, but maybe after the play, let his queen mother talk to him alone. I'll be placed somewhere in earshot of their conference. If she can't straighten him out, we'll send him away or confine him wherever you think best.
It shall be so. Madness in great ones must not unwatched go.
Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounce it to you, trippingly on the tongue. Nor do not saw up the air too much with your hand, nor split the ear of the groundling, who for the most part are capable of nothing but inexplicable dumb shows and noise.
I will try not to, my lord.
Oh, and let those that play our clowns not speak more than they're set down for so often they'll laugh just to cause some other brainless spectator to laugh, or some essential question of the play is being answered. Go, make you ready. Horatio, one scene comes near the circumstance of my father's death. That scene, observe my uncle father. I will too. Watch him closely. After, we will compare our judgments.
Very well, my lord.
They're coming to the play. I must be idle. Get you in place. Get you in place.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent. Be the players ready?
Aye, my lord, they stay upon your patience.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
Hey, good mother. Here's metal more attractive.
Lord, you are merry.
What should a man do but be merry? For look you how cheerfully my mother looks. My father died within these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long. Oh, heavens. Then there's hope. A great man's memory may outlive his life half a year.
For us and for our tragedy, here stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently.
Is this a prologue or a posy?
'Tis brief, my lord.
As woman's love.
What means this, my lord?
Shall know by this fellow. The players will tell all.
I'll mark the play.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady protests too much, methinks. Have you seen it before?
Is there no offense in it?
No, they do but jest. Poisonous jest. No offense in the world.
What do you call this play?
The Mousetrap. The play is an image of the murder done in Vienna. Gonzago's the Duke's name, his wife Baptista. 'Tis a knavish piece of work, but what of that? We that have free souls, touches us not. This one, Lucianus, nephew to the king, poisons him in the garden of his estate. His name's Gonzago. The story's written in choice Italian. It's historical. We shall see soon how the murder gets the love of Gonzago's wife.
The king rises.
There's my lord.
Fire! Lights! Lights!
How fares my lord?
Light! Give me some light! Away!
Let's turn on the lights.
Ooh, Horatio, I'll take the ghost word for £1,000. Did you perceive it?
Very well, my lord.
Upon the talk of the poisoning?
I did very well note him.
Come, some music. For if the king like not comedy, then perhaps he'll like some music.
Hamlet, a word with you.
Sir, a whole history.
The king, sir.
Aye, sir, what of him?
Is very distempered.
With drink?
No, my lord, rather he is unwell.
Well, you should tell this to his doctor.
My lord, frame your words more evenly and twist not so wildly from my point.
I'm tame. Madam, pronounce.
The queen, your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, has sent us to you.
You are welcome.
If it should please you to make me a wholesome answer, I will do your mother's commandment. If not, your pardon and my return shall be the end of my business.
My mother, you say?
Then thus she says, your behavior has struck her into amazement. She desires to speak with you before you go to bed.
We shall obey her. Were she 10 times our mother.
My lord, I thought you once called me a friend.
So I do still.
Then what is the cause of your distemper? You bar the door upon your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your own friends.
Oh, the recorders. Let me see one. Thank you. Withdraw with you. Why do you press the issue? Beating about the bush like hunters? Trying to get the wind of me?
Oh, my lord, if my duty be too bold, my love is too unmannerly.
I do not well understand that. Will you play upon this?
My lord, I cannot.
Oh, please.
Believe me, I cannot.
I do beseech you.
I know no touch of it, my lord.
Why, it's as easy as lying. Govern the vents with your fingers and thumb. Give it breath with your mouth, and it will discourse the most eloquent music. Look here, these are the stops.
But these I cannot command to any utterance of harmony. I have not the skill.
Why, look you how unworthy a thing you make of me. You would seem to play me. You would seem to know all my stops. You would pluck out my heart of misery. You would sound me from the lowest note to the top of my octave. There is much music, excellent voice in this little pipe, yet you cannot make it speak. Do you think I'm easier to be played upon than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will. Though you can fret on me, you cannot play upon me.
My lord, the queen would speak with you presently.
And I will come to my mother by and by.
I will say so.
It is easily said. Leave me, friends. And now to my mother. Let me be firm, but not fatal. I will speak daggers to her, but use none.
Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It has the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. I cannot pray, though I desire to. My stronger guilt defeats my strong intention. Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash my sins white as snow? Then I'll look up. My fault is past, but oh, what form of prayer can serve me now? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I am still possessed of those winnings for which I did the murder. My crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. O wretched state! O trapped soul black as death! Help, O angels! Bow stubborn knees, and hearts be soft as the flesh of a newborn babe. All may be well.
Now I might do it. Now he's praying. And now I'll do it. So he goes to heaven? And so I'm revenged? How would that look? This villain kills my father, and I, his sole son, do same. This villain kill and send to heaven? Oh, it's not revenge. He took my father, with all his crimes broad blown as flush as May. No, upsword, await. He is drunk, asleep, or gaming or swearing or about some act that has no relish of salvation. Then I'll trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as black and damned as the hell it goes to. My mother awaits.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven can go.
He will come straight. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace has stood between much heat and him. I'll silence me even here. Pray you, be round.
Fear not for me. Withdraw. I hear him coming.
Mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, you have your father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rune not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother.
No, I'll set those to you that can speak.
Oh, come, come, sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What will you do? You will not murder me? Help!
Ah!
What, how? How?
Now, rat, dead for a ducat, dead!
Ow! Ow! I'm slain! Oh!
Oh my! What have you done?
I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this!
A rash and bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry his brother.
Is kill a king?
Aye, 'twas my word.
What have I done?
Such an act as make marriage vows as false as dice's oaths. I look you here, upon this picture, and on this, the presentment of two brothers. Hear what grace was seated on this brow. This was your husband. And look you what follows. Here is your husband. A mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? What judgment would see from this to this? Oh, shame. Where is your blush?
Oh, Hamlet! Speak no more. Turn my eyes into my very soul. And there I see such black and grated spots. I will speak no more, Hamlet. These words like daggers enter in mine ears. No more I speak.
A murderer and a villain, and not a 20th part of your precedent lord, the cutthroat of the empire that stole the precious diamond and put it in his pocket.
No more!
King of shreds and patches. Oh, heavenly gods. Oh, ministers of grace, defend me. Hover over me with your wings. What would your grace?
Alas, he's mad.
You see nothing there?
Nothing at all. Nothing but ourselves.
Look you how he goes. Even now my father is here. Look you where he goes, even now. Oh no.
This is the very coinage of your brain.
My pulse, as yours, temperately keeps time. It's not madness I have uttered. For love of grace, mother, confess yourself. Avoid what is past. Repent. And avoid what is to come.
Oh, Hamlet, you've cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half. Right. When your desire is to be blessed, our blessing beg of you. With this same Lord, I will answer for the death I gave him. So again, good night. I must be cruel, only to be kind. As bad begins, and worse remains behind.
There's matter in these sighs. You must translate. Where is your son?
Oh, mine own lord, what I've seen tonight.
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Mad as the sea and wind, behind the arras, hearing something stir, whips out his rapier and cries, "A rat, a rat!" and in his bravish apprehension kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. It might have been so with us, had we been there. His liberty is full of threats to us all, to you, yourself, to us, to everyone. Alas, how shall this bloody deed be answered? Where is he gone?
To draw apart the body he hath killed, he weeps for what is done.
Hi, Fox, and all after.
Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, go join with some further aid. Hamlet in his madness has slain Polonius, and from his mother's closet he has dragged him. Go and seek him out, and bring the body here to the chapel. I pray you, hurry!
This bloody deed will be laid to you, whose providence should have kept short, restrained and out of haunt this mad young man.
But so much was our love, we did not understand what was most fit to do.
Like the owner of some foul disease, to keep the secret of it, let it feed and grow. Find him out and ship him hence.
I have sent to seek him and to find the body.
How dangerous is it that this man goes loose? Yet must not we put the strong law on him? He's loved of the distracted multitude. To countenance and excuse this vile deed will take all of your skill. If you loved Lady Polonia, nay, if you love yourself, it will teach you imagination.
How now? What has happened?
Where the dead body is stowed, my lord, we cannot get from him.
But where is Hamlet?
Outside, my lord, guarded to know your pleasure.
Bring him before me.
Guildenstern, bring in Lord Hamlet.
Now, Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper? Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. There's a certain convocation of politic worms at him even now. A worm is the only emperor for diet. A man may fish of the worm that is eaten of a king, and eat of the fish that is eaten of that worm.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven. If not the other place, seek him yourself. Indeed, if you find him not within this month, you'll notice him as you go up the stairs and into the lobby.
Go, seek him there.
You will stay till you come.
Hamlet, this deed for thine especial safety, for which we do tender as we dearly grieve, for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore, prepare thyself. The bark is ready, and the wind at help. The associates tend, and everything is bent for England.
For England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Well, farewell, mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother? You see, mother and father are man and wife. Man and wife are one flesh. So, mother, come. For England.
O England, if my love thou hold'st off, thou mayest not coldly set our sovereign process, which imports it full, by letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like the hectic blood he rages, and thou must cure me till I know 'tis done. However my haps, my joys were never begun.
He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his heel, the grass green turf. At his feet, a stone. They bore him there, face on the bier. Hey, nonny non, hey. And in his grave rained many a tear. Fare you well, my dove. And will he not come again? Will he not come? No, no, he is dead. Gone to thy deathbed. I hope all will be well. We must be patient. We must be patient. But I cannot choose but weep. To think that they should lay him in the cold hard ground. My brother should know of it. My brother. And so I thank you, good lady. I thank you for your good counsel. Good night. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night.
This deep grief springs from her father's death. Oh, Gertrude, Gertrude. When sorrows come, they come not singly, but in battalions. First her father slain, Fortinbras grows with ambition's puffs. The people, thick and unwholesome in their thoughts and whispers, for good Polonius' death. Last Laertes, her brother, has returned in secret and learns in wonder of his father's death. Where are my men? Let them guard the door.
My lord, young Laertes, in a riotous mood, has gotten past the guards. The doors are broke.
Thou vile king, give me my father!
Calmly, good Laertes.
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Let him go, Gertrude. Do not fear our person. Tell me, Laertes, why are you thus incensed?
Where is my father?
Dead?
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
How came he dead? I will not be juggled with. To hell allegiance, I dare damnation. Let come what comes, I will be revenged.
Who shall stop you?
Not all the world.
Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your father's death, it is written revenge that you will draw on both friend and foe.
None but his enemies. To his good friends I'll open wide my arms.
Why, now you speak as a true gentleman. I am guiltless of your father's death.
But what noise is that? Oh. Tis Levantine's soul. Ban out the sight from my eyes. O Rose and May, O sister sweet, maid kind, sister Ophelia. Is it possible that the young girl's wits are as mortal as an old man's life.
There's rosemary. And that's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And here's pansies. That's for thoughts. And fennel. And columbines. There's rue for you, and here's some for me. We may call it herb grace on Sunday. But you must wear your rue with difference. And there's a daisy. I would give you some violets, but they all withered when my father died. They say he made a good end.
Laertes, I must commune with your grief, or you deny me the right. Where the guilt is, let the axe fall, go but apart. Be you content to lend your patience to us, and we shall jointly labor with your soul to give it due content. You have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he which hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
It well appears. But tell me, why did you not proceed against these things, so capital and crimeful in nature? For your safety, wisdom, and all else things were stirred up in it.
For two special reasons. The queen, his mother, lives almost by his looks, and for myself. She's so conjunctive to my life and soul, I could not act but by her word. The other, public motive why, is the great love the people bear him who dip all their faults in his affection.
And so have I a noble father lost. A sister driven into desperation. But my revenge will come.
It will. You shortly shall hear more. I loved your father, and we love ourselves. And that, I hope, will teach you to imagine. Will you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord. So you will not overrule me to a peace.
To thine own peace, I will work him to an exploit, now ripen my device, under which he shall fall, and for his death, no wind of blame shall breathe, and even his mother shall call it an accident.
My lord, I will be ruled to the better, if you could devise it so that I might be the instrument of his death.
It falls right. You have been talked of, and that in Hamlet's hearing, for a quality wherein they say you shine.
What is that, my lord?
Why, the masterly report of your swordsmanship. Hamlet is so envenomed with envy that he would wish nothing but defense with you.
Aye, my lord.
Laertes, was your father dear to you?
Why you ask this?
Not that I think you did not love your father, but that I know love is begun by time, and time qualifies the spark and fire of it. And so what would we do? We should do, we would. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son? Indeed, more than in words.
I'd cut his throat in a church.
Revenge should have no bounds. But good Laertes, will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet shall know you are come home. We'll praise your excellence, put a wager on the duel. he, being remiss, will not examine the swords, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose an edged sword, and requite him for your father.
I will do it, I will. For that purpose, I will anoint my sword. I have a potion so mortal that dip a blade in it, and but scratched with it, nothing can save the thing from death.
Let's further think of this. If this should fail, we should have a second plan that might hold. We'll make a solemn wager on your cunnings. I have it! When you are hot and dry, and he calls for a drink, I'll prepare him a chalice, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom, our purpose may hold here.
If one woe doth tread upon another's heel, Laertes, your sister is drowned.
Drowned? Where? Do you see this, O God? Too much water has poor Ophelia. Therefore I forbid my tears.
Let's follow Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now I fear this will give it start again. Therefore, let's follow.
Is she to be buried in proper burial that willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is, and therefore make her grave straight.
How can that be unless she drowned herself in her own defense?
Why, it is found to be exactly that.
It must be, for here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act. An act has three branches, that is, to act, to do, and to perform. So she drowned herself wittingly.
Nay, but hear you, good man Delver.
Your patience. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. If the man go to the water and drown himself, willy-nilly he goes wittingly. Mark you that. But if the water come to the man and drown him, he drowns not himself. So he that is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life.
But is this law? The truth of the matter is, if this had been a gentlewoman, she would have been buried elsewhere.
Why, there you said it, and the more pity that great folk should have in this world to drown or hang themselves, more than their common man. Come, my spade, there is no ancient gentleman, but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. I'll put another question to thee. If you answer not to the purpose, confess thyself.
Go to.
What is he that builds stronger than the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
I like that wit well. In good faith, the gallows does well. But how does it well? It does well to do those that do ill. Now you do ill to save the gallows, and so the gallows may do well to thee. Do it again, come.
Who builds stronger than a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter?
Aye, tell me that and unyoke.
Oh, now I can tell.
Do it.
Oh, I cannot tell.
Cudgel thy brains no more about it, for your dull ass will not mend his pace with beating. And when you are asked this question next, say a grave maker. The houses that he makes last till doomsday. Now, fetch me a stoup of liquor. In youth, when I did love, methought it was very sweet to pass the time with you, my love, and the hours were all of them fleet.
Has this woman no feeling for her business? She sings at grave making.
It's custom.
But age, old age, with stealing steps hath clawed me in his clutch, and he so shipped me down the land, I wish I had never been such.
This skull had a tongue in it once, and could speak.
Might have, my lord.
Pickaxe and a spade, a spade, and for a shrouding sheet, a pit of clay for it to be made. I wish I had never been such.
I will speak to this fellow. Whose grave is this?
Mine, sir.
I think it yours, for you indeed, you lie in it.
You lie out of it, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
You dost lie in it, for it is for the dead, not for the living, therefore you lie. What man do you dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none neither.
Oh. Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak correctly, or equivocation will undo us. How long have you been a grave maker?
I came to it that day that our last king, Hamlet, overcame Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
By losing his wits.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Here's a skull now. This skull hath lain in the earth 23 years.
May I see it? Thank you. Whose was it, this skull?
He was the king's jester.
Alas! Poor Yorick. I knew him once, Horatio. Fellow of infinite jest. Most excellent fancy. Why, he bore me on his back 1,000 times. Where be your jokes now? Your jibes? Your flashes of merriment? Not one to mock your own grinning. To what base uses must we return, Horatio? Why not imagination trace the noble dust of Alexander till we find it stopping a barrel hole? Imperious
We're
Caesar,
too curious to consider so.
dead and turned to clay, great generals of the past, die in the earth until they turn to grass, blowing in the wind, a breeze. But soft, but soft. Aside, here comes the king.
Can there be no more done? Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh, the violets spring. When Hamlet lies howling,
What? The fair Ophelia.
To the sweet. Farewell. I hoped thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not have strewed thy grave.
O treble woe, fall 10 times on that cursed head, whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sense deprived thee of.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis?
The devil take thy soul!
Put them asunder!
Hamlet!
Gentlemen, good my lords, be quiet.
I will fight him in his grave. I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers, and all their sum of love could not make up the love I have for her. What will you do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
The love of God forbear him.
What would you do? Would you fight? Would you weep? Would you eat a crocodile? I'll do it. I'll do it. Have you come here to whine? I'll rent disgrace you. Let anyone at all do as he may. I loved you. I loved you, fair Ophelia. But let the cat mew, and the dog have his day.
I pray you, good Horatio, wait upon him. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. An hour of quiet, shortly we shall see. Till then in patience our proceeding be.
My Lord Hamlet, I have a message from His Majesty.
I will receive it, sir.
Sir, a young man named Laertes.
What of him?
No doubt you are acquainted with his fame as a swordsman.
I've heard of it.
The king has said, my lord, that you are the better swordsman than his Laertes, and has laid a great wager upon your heads.
Has he indeed?
Indeed he has, my lord. He has bet Laertes that in a dozen passes he will not exceed you 3 hits.
What is the weapon?
Sword and dagger.
That's 2 weapons, but just as well.
The king hath wagered 6 Barbary horses against 6 French swords.
Sir, if it pleases his majesties that the swords be brought, I will win for him if I can.
Your lordship.
You will lose the wager, my lord.
I think not. I've been at constant practice. I shall win. But alas, I am ill at heart about the death of his father.
My lord, I'll tell them you're not fit for this match.
No, Horatio. Let them come.
Come, Hamlet. Come and take this hand for me.
Give me your pardon, sir. I've done you wrong. You're pardoned as you are a gentleman. What I've done, I proclaim was madness. Was it Hamlet that wronged Laertes? Never Hamlet. It was Hamlet's madness. Sir, forgive me.
I am satisfied. I do receive your offer of friendship, and will not wrong it.
I embraced freely, and will my uncle's wager frankly play. Come, give us the foils.
Come, one for me, one for me.
Give them the blades, Osric. Hamlet, know you the wager?
Very well, my lord. Place your bet on the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I've seen you both.
This one is too heavy. Let me see another.
This one likes me well. Are these foils all the same length?
Aye, my good lord.
Set me the stoops of wine upon that table. If Hamlet give the first or second hit, or quit in answer of third exchange, let all the battlements of their ordnance fire. The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in the cup a pearl he shall throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. Give me the cups, and let the kettle to the trumpet speak, the trumpet to the cannoneer without, the cannons to the heavens to the earth. Now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come, begin, and you the judges, bear a wary eye.
Hit? A very palpable hit.
Stay, give me a drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health.
Set it by a while. Come, again. It's a hit, what say you?
A touch! I do confess.
Our son shall win.
He's out of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my handkerchief and rub thy brow. The Queen toasts your fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me. Come, let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I did it now. And yet it is almost against my conscience.
Come, Laertes, for a third, and do your best. You do but dally. Give it to me.
I have you now.
Part them. They are incensed.
Look to the Queen.
What's with you, my Lord Hamlet?
How is it with you, Laertes?
Oh, Alstric. I am wounded by my own treachery.
How's the Queen?
He swoons to see you hurt.
No!
Oh.
No! The drink! The drink!
Oh.
My Hamlet! The drink! I am poisoned!
Oh, villainy! Treachery! I'll seek you out!
I am he, Hamlet. I am he.
The blade, thy hand, it is poisoned. No medicine in the world could do thee good now. The instrument in thy hand, and I are killed by it. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. Thy mother's poisoned. I cannot say no more. The king! The king is the blade!
The point poison too. Then poison. Do thy work!
Oh, defend me, friends. I'm but hurt.
Here, villain. Drink this poison. Follow my mother.
He is justly stabbed. Exchange forgiveness with me, O most noble Hamlet.
I'm dying, Horatio. Oh, mother. Goodbye. I'm dying. Thou art livest. Tell my story.
I'll die with thee.
Give me the cup. Absent thee from felicity a while. Thou didst ever call me friend. Live to tell what I have done. I die, Horatio. The point poison too. Oh, it overcrows my spirit. Oh. The rest is silent.
My sweet prince. Now cracks a noble heart. The flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
What is this sight?
What is it you would see? If aught of woe or wonder, cease your search.
This quarry cries on havoc. O proud death, what feast is toward in thine eternal cell, that thou so many princes at a shot so bloodily hast struck?
This sight is dismal, and our affairs come too late. The ears are senseless that should give us hearing. To tell them their commandment is fulfilled, where should we have our thanks?
Not from his mouth. Had it the ability of life to thank you. He never gave commandment for their death. But since upon this bloody question you from her here arrived, give order that these bodies high in the stage be placed to the view, and let me speak to the yet unknowing world how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and forced cause. And in this upshot, purposes mistook, fallen in on the inventors' heads. All this, and I had truly delivered.
Let us haste to hear it, and call the noblest to the audience. For me, with sorrow, I embrace my fortune. Let 4 captains bear Hamlet like a soldier to the stage, for he was likely, had he been put on, to have proved most royally. Take up the bodies. Such a sight as this becomes the field, but here shows much amiss.